Hello everyone, patching you to the 24th and penultimate Christmas update. So since the 1st of November, on a roughly every other night basis, we've been looking at Christmas period. We started off using the long range model, the CFS V2, and then around the 19th update we switched to the GFS. Now when we was using the CFS, the long range model, we had lots of cold updates this year, and at one point it really did look as though we was going to be going into a cold Christmas, certainly in terms of the long-range model. But since we switched to the GFS, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your point of view, whether you want for Christmas, we've flipped into an Atlantic-driven and mild, generally mild Christmas, and that's what we're going to have to put up with this year. We're going to have stormy winds on Friday into the early part of Christmas Eve, and again in the north on Christmas Day. So I'll talk you through the detail in a second of the whole Christmas period. We're going to start on Friday, we're going to finish up on January the 2nd, and we'll go through it day by day and see what's happening. Before I get on with that though, just say about the ads. There's links to articles on the page. Just have a browse through the widgets and click through the links. If there's any articles that you're interested in, you're helping us to pay for our website. Thanks very much for doing that. There's also video ads for both pages, so you own that content when you watch them, they close back up again. Does help to pay for gas bids. I've still got a link to Christmas shop. I won't be playing that from now on because it's too close to Christmas, I think, really. But you don't necessarily have to do Christmas shopping via Gav Shop and go through to Amazon. You can do any shopping that you want. So if you've got any shopping to do at all at Amazon, do it through Gav Shop and the Amazon banners. And thanks very much to everybody for doing that. Been a huge success again this year. So this is how we are looking on Friday, and it looks stormy. We've got a area of low pressure, 955 millibars to the northwest of Scotland. This is our second named storm of the season. It's Storm Barbara, and she's going to be giving a real pasting to the northern part of the country later Friday and into the early part of Christmas Eve. So very strong winds sweeping in from the Atlantic, widely up to around 30-40 miles an hour, but in the north across Scotland, possibly down into Northern Ireland, you'll be seeing wind gusts there of around, say, 50 or 60 miles an hour, maybe more in exposed northern and western parts. Upper air temperatures are mild though, so we're bringing in a section of mild air off the Atlantic with that storm. A lot of rain in the north and west on Friday morning, and that spread southwards and eastwards across the country on Friday afternoon. A proper wet and windy day. Haven't had many of those so far this December. And we have a look at the temperatures, and they're looking mild on Friday, so widely up to around 10 degrees, that's 50 Fahrenheit. Of course, it won't feel that mild in the wind and the rain, but that's pretty mild. It's around 3-4 degrees above average for this time of the year. Now, Christmas Eve looks slightly calmer day. We'll start off pretty stormy, but there's Barbara going off up towards Norway, and that's going to leave us with this slight transient ridge of high pressure coming in from the west. However, low pressure is downstream in the middle part of the Atlantic. That will be with us on Christmas Day. But Christmas Eve is actually going to be a cooler day and more showery, so we've lowered the upper air temperatures. Actually, for Scotland, it does look fairly chilly. There's showers in the north, and some of those could well be wintry across parts of Northern Ireland and Scotland, especially so over high ground. Further south, basically it's a dry day. Once we clear that rain away that's associated with Barbara overnight Friday into Saturday, then it's mostly dry and sunny. Actually, should be a nice day for any last-minute Christmas shopping that you've got to do on Christmas Eve down in the south. By the end of Christmas Eve, this is Christmas Eve evening, we're starting to bring the next massive rain in towards Northern Ireland, and still there could be wintry showers across Scotland. Temperatures are cooler, so in the south at around 6 to 8 Celsius, that's back down closer to average. In the north it's actually quite cold, Scotland just 2 to 5, and Northern Ireland at around 4 to 7. And then we do the stormy weather all over again on Sunday as we bring this next area of low pressure into the north of Scotland on Christmas Day. There's a big warm sector coming in with that, so we'll start off very mild. Probably turn a bit cooler though in the north by the end of the day. Worst of the winds with this one. Looks like it's going to be battering Scotland through the morning on Christmas Day. I'm not sure if it's going to be named. I suspect it will be named by the UK Met Office, this storm, because it's a separate storm to Barbara. Scotland, really. So that looks pretty stormy. Could have gusts there up to around 60, 70 miles an hour across northern parts of Scotland. Again, widely around 30, 40 mile an hour gusts. Going to be down through Northern Ireland and Northern England, even into Wales as well. Things calm down through Christmas afternoon as that low pressure moves off into the southern part of Norway and begin to find the ice bars opening out. Starts to turn a little bit calmer. Still quite windy though, and we'll be bringing in colder air with wintry showers possibly across Scotland there. We begin in a big warm sector on Christmas Day, so it'll be a very mild morning, quite obviously, and then into the afternoon and the evening we'll bring colder air down into the north. At the south, just about hanging on. It's about very mild air through most of the day on Christmas Day. So we start off with a lot of rain up in the north, stormy, wet, windy, very nasty start for Scotland. Elsewhere, not too bad, some showery bursts of rain. That's really how we keep it. There could be some showery bursts across England and Wales, probably with a fair amount of cloud. Further north, it'll brighten up, but we'll be bringing in these squally showers into Scotland. They might turn wintry over high ground. This is how temperatures are looking on Christmas Day. Very mild. Look at this. We're widely up to around 11, 12, 13 degrees, so forget any thoughts of a white Christmas there for most parts of the country. That's a very mild Christmas Day. Not sure how that compares to last year. I think we had a very mild Christmas Day last year. In fact, we've had very mild Christmas days every year, I think, since 2010, which was our last cold one. This is an extraordinarily long run of really mild Christmases that we are experiencing, enjoying, suffering, depending on your point of view at the moment. This is another very mild one to add to the mix. Temperatures widely up to 10, 12, 13 degrees. Maybe a bit higher than that. Wouldn't rule out a 14 or a 15 somewhere across eastern England. That's up to 59 Fahrenheit. Does turn colder for Scotland and Northern Ireland later in the day, so that's why showers could turn wintry across Scotland by the close of play on Christmas afternoon, perhaps leading to a few wintry showers for Christmas night. And then we go through to Boxing Day. We're in a cooler air mass then. We'll start to get high pressure ridging back in from the west and the southwest. So that stormy weather being pushed off up towards Scandinavia. A lot cooler with the upper air temperatures. The far southwest still hanging on to fairly mild temperatures, but otherwise does look a lot cooler. Actually quite cold, I'd suggest, across Scotland and Northern Ireland. There's outbreaks of rain down across the south. That could be a bit of a nuisance for Boxing Day. Not really going anywhere, so quite a wet day down across the far south. Elsewhere, plenty of useful weather, really, from Wales and the Midlands northwards with good sunny spells. Again, there could be wintry showers across the northern parts of Scotland. Those temperatures look much more sensible, back to a much more seasonable feel. They're about average, really, but compared to Christmas Day, that does look a lot colder with temperatures in the south, somewhere around 5 to 7. In the north, probably around 2 to 5. So a definitely cooler and more seasonable feel for Boxing Day. This is holiday Tuesday, 27th. We've got high pressure right over top of the country then, so very quiet conditions. Upper air temperatures lifting up a bit, but nothing stirring up the atmosphere. There's outbreaks of rain across Ireland, otherwise it's a dry day. And it looks quite cold as well on Bank Holiday Tuesday, with temperatures of just 4 to 6 degrees. So we might start off with frost and fog. Wednesday 28th also has high pressure very close to the country, with low pressure out to the south and the west. So again, the atmosphere's not being stirred up. There should be mostly dry weather across the country. Temperatures start off probably at frost levels, with maybe some fog as well. So it's a bit of a struggle with the temperatures. Eventually Northern Ireland goes up to 10 Celsius, but most places, again, just 4 or 5 with quite a cold feel. Looks much chillier after Christmas. We go through to Thursday 29th, running up towards the new year now, of course. We're bringing up the air from the south, but I don't think it's a particularly mild flow, that. Nothing really is happening to stir the atmosphere up. There's no wind, so I suspect that's still quite cool. Very dry conditions there. And again, widespread frost to start off with on the 29th of December, and temperatures just 3, 4 or 5 degrees. Again, there could be fog becoming an increasing problem after Christmas. Running up to New Year, this is Friday 30th of December. Now we're starting to shift winds subtly into the southwest. So this is milder stuff, beginning to push back up from the southwest yet again. And that's bringing up cloud and maybe some showery bursts of rain into western and southwestern parts of the country as well. Still cold in the north and the east, with temperatures of just 3, 4 or 5 degrees, but the south and west is turning milder, temperatures rising into double figures, and that continues into New Year's Eve. We've got a lot of high pressure around the country, but the air is coming in from the Atlantic, so it does look significantly milder then. A lot of dry weather continuing on New Year's Eve. Temperatures lifting up. Still chilly in the northeast, but otherwise we're going back up towards double digits. And then New Year's Day, first day of 2017, shows again lots of anticyclonic influences. Amazing how quickly we go back to high pressure after that brief stormy spell just before and over Christmas. So got some rain across Scotland and Northern Ireland on New Year's Day, but otherwise loads of dry weather coming through. Temperatures are mild as well, dry and mild start to the new year. And then we finish up on Bank Holiday Monday, 2nd of January, still looking very dry, lots of high pressure dominating there. So once again, it's almost universally dry. And it's very mild as well, with temperatures widely going into double digits. So it's an Atlantic Christmas. We've changed the timings around a little bit, which is why now we have the coolest weather on Christmas Eve and Boxing Day, and Christmas Day, I'm afraid, has gone very mild. That was always associated and expected, that big warm sector, but we expected it to come in a bit later than it is. So it's just the way the timings have changed a bit. That means Christmas Day going to be a very mild day, except it turns a bit colder up in the north. And then after that we go back to high pressure really from Christmas to New Year period, and it looks quite cold for a few days until it turns milder again around the new year. That's still a long way off though, so let's wait and see on that. It's possible we'll keep it cold right the way up to the end of the year. We'll firm up on that, of course. Right, the final 25th and final Christmas update will be with you on Thursday evening, same time, same place. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.